Hello everyone, this is Kid Coders. My name is Mohit and I'm a community learning specialist at DoSpace. Hi, welcome to all of you. This is Kid Coders, a program for kids where we learn coding and other technology. Last week we did how to design 3D objects in Tinkercad, and we designed few objects, and we also designed a rubber stamp with alphabet A. This week we are going to do how we can design our own game. So we are going to see how we can design our own game on code.org. It's a Flappy game. We will wait for a few more minutes here to see if we have more people who are joining us tonight. Okay, so the program we are going to do today is based on drag and drop coding. And we will be learning how to make our own game. We can design our own game. That is what we are going to learn today. So if you, all of us, we have some other people joining us right now, well, welcome. We were just going to start this session, and we are going to learn today how we can design our own game. This is a coding application on code.org. You all can see on your screen, you can see the URL. You can enter this URL on your computer in another browser or another window. So you can minimize the Zoom call and you can go ahead and work with me on this application and see how this works for you. I'm also typing this URL in the chat box. So if you want, you can go to the chat message in the window on the Zoom call, and then you can click on that URL and it will open in a new tab or in a new window, depending upon what is the setting in your computer. Well, we have some other people joining us right now. Welcome. Right now, this is Kid Coders. My name is Mohit, and tonight we'll be learning how to make our own game on code.org with Flappy game character. We're going to practice some drag and drop coding. You guys can see a URL on my screen here. So you can type this URL in your computer, in any tab or computer window that you are using. And you can do this on any device. You can do it on Windows. You can do this on Mac. You can do this on iPad. You can also do it on a tablet or a mobile. So this is a drag and drop coding. The URL for today's activity, for tonight activity also is in your chat box. Please write me a message that when you are done, when you are here and when you are good to go to practice some coding with me, and then we will start. We'll wait for 2 more minutes here to make sure that everyone is on this platform. The chat link is also in your chat window. The URL for the application that we'll be using today is studio.code.org, and then you can go /Flappy. Flappy is our character today with which we'll be learning activity to do coding, to do some drag and drop coding. Please write us if you have any problem getting to this link, to this URL. I have my coworker Arian with me. He's going to help us. And I can also help you to figure out if you get any difficulty to get to this URL to practice some coding. Okay, I assume all of us, we are here. Please write us if you face any difficulty. So after you get this here, you see this is a game where you can code your own Flappy game. And it starts with a video, and then it has 9 challenges, 9 different levels to go through and play with that, and also able to code different activities. This is a drag and drop coding activity. So I'm going to start with this video, which is going to give us some information about tonight activities, that what we are going to do. And then we will go ahead and start with our first level of coding activity. Let's listen to this video together.
Hey everyone. One of the most exciting things about computer science is that a computer program can be interactive. Anytime someone clicks, taps, or types on a computer or phone, that generates an event. And there's some code that decides what to do when an event occurs. For example, you could have an event handler that says, when the mouse is clicked, play a sound. Let's try an activity to see how it works. Have you ever heard of the game Flappy Bird? By using event handlers, you can learn how to program your very own custom version of Flappy Bird. The code you'll write involves dragging and dropping blocks that represent commands for the computer. Drag and drop programming is the easiest way to learn. It's even how university students start learning to code. But under the hood, each of these blocks is represented by real code. If you take a look at the workspace, there are some green blocks that are filled in for you. These are event handlers. If you want the bird to flap when you click the mouse, you can do that by attaching the flap block to the appropriate event handler. And now in your game, whenever you click the mouse, the bird will flap. In each puzzle in this activity, we'll introduce new types of events as green blocks on the workspace, and you can decide the appropriate block to add in response to those events. When you see a drop-down arrow like this, that means you can change the settings, like what sound to play when Flappy hits the ground. In a final puzzle, you'll be able to create your own game and share it with your friends. Have fun!
Well, that was a good introduction about the Flappy game. So now I am on the level number 1, puzzle number 1. So you can see here, these are the puzzles. This is 1 and it goes till number 8. This is total 9 actually. So there are 9 levels to this course. And then on the left hand side, you see there's a small window here where the coding will actually play, where we can see how our code is going to work. It says click run to start the game. So you can click on run to see how your code is going to work. And then this is the instruction set here. When you will see here, it says instruction, and this will give you instruction on what you are going to do in that specific puzzles. We have 10 puzzles. I'm sorry, I said 9. So the instruction set, the first instruction set says attach a block to the when clicked block, then press run, click or tap to the screen to move Flappy to the target. So this is the instruction set here. And then you are going to see that this is a workspace and this is the event starter, the green block for us. And then there are blocks here on the left hand side under the blocks. So you can drag and drop blocks on the left hand side like this. Whatever whatever block you want to click, you can choose. You can take your mouse on that specific block and you can drop it to the right hand side in the workspace. And the interesting fact is, whenever you're going to take your mouse on any of the block, it is going to tell you that what that specific block is going to do for you. Right now, this block is telling me that it will make the Flappy Bird fly Flappy upwards. So this is going to give you instruction what a specific block can do. Pretty much like this one is saying to me that this will play the chosen sound. Then on the right hand side, you will see there's a start over option. If at any point of time you think that this code is not going to work for you, or you may need a different code, you can click on start over. And this is going to ask you a message that are you sure you want to start it over? If you are, you can click start over and all the blocks here will be removed. So this is all about the instruction set here. And then there's also a sign in option. So what you can do if you want to save your progress, I would suggest you to go and sign in. You can create a username and password for you. If you are working with your parents, or if there's an adult with you, they will ask you an email address, so you can use their email address if you do not have one. And you can create a username and password. And what is the use of have these credentials to sign in, that it saves your progress. For example, if you're working today and you are able to get to number 5, so if you have your username and password written with you, and next time when you will log in, you can start from number 6. Otherwise, you have to go back all to number 1 to start again. So this is a benefit of sign in, and then you will be able to also do more activities on code.org. for all the sign-in program that you can use, and it will save all of your progress. So this was all about interface of this program, of this activity. If any one of you has any question at any point of time, please send us a message in the chat box, and we are going to help you with this. Looks like we have a few other folks joining us right now. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to send this uh, the message, the URL in the chat box once again. This is the application that we are using tonight for our drop and drag activity. And we are trying to see if we can design our own game with the Flappy Bird. So this has 10 puzzles, and we're going to start with number one. We just introduced and we just explained what is the blocks, what is the workspace. You can drag and drop blocks from left to right like this, and you can take them back. If you don't like them, you can delete it, and you can click on start over. And you can, whenever you are done with the blocking, drag and drop coding, placing your blocks together, you can click on run to see what does it do for you. Now let's go and start this. Let me write this, and the other part is very important, which has the instructions set here. So you can go and you can see all the instructions to what to do in a specific puzzles out of these 10 puzzles. So we are on number one now, and we're going to start. So our instruction set says that attach a block to when click block, then press run to see if Flappy move to the target. So I'm going to click on flap here, take the flap, and if I want a sound, whenever my Flappy Bird flap, I'm going to attach this to the drag and drop activity in the workspace. And remember, when there's a drop down here, you can change your setting, and you can choose it from so many options. So this is about what kind of sound I want whenever my Flappy is going to flap. So I can choose this one. This is sad. I don't like this. So I'm gonna find out something which is happy. So this is a jingle. So I like this. So I'm gonna click on reset now, and I click on run to see how my code work. So I'm gonna click on run, and then I'm gonna see get ready and click on reset again, and then click here. So see, I'm clicking my mouse again, and my Flappy is flapping upwards. And I have my target, my bullseye on the top. So I have to go hit the top to complete my puzzle. So this is how you drag and drop and your blocks from left to right. You make a small code out of them, and then you see, and then you always, remember that whenever you are writing in drag and drop coding, whenever you are doing drag and drop coding, it's very important that you join all the blocks together to each other and make sure they make a block, and there should not be any individual or separated block in the workplace. So only then they are going to work. So I had all of three block fit in each other with all of them together. Then I just click on run and see if it completed my challenge of my puzzle one, and I just completed this because I was able to flap my Flappy Bird with my mouse, and I was able to reach to the bullseye, to the target. So it's giving me a message now, congratulations, you completed puzzle one. So I'm gonna click on continue, and I'm gonna go to the puzzle number two. Please write me in the chat box if you are also working with me, and if you are done with puzzle one, or if you are still working on puzzle one. And at any point of time, if you need any help, please write us. And I'm going to go back and show you this puzzle again if you need any help with the previous one. Let's go ahead and go to our puzzle number two. So first and foremost thing, I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions that what do I have to do in puzzle number two. So my instruction set says, now we have added some ground. Attach a block to when hit the ground block. Your code needs to end game when Flappy crashes. So this is my instruction set here. So I already have when click flap. So when hit the ground is a new block for me. So I'm gonna say when Flappy flap, I'm gonna say a sound here. And I'm gonna say end the game when hit the ground. So I have to make sure that I should not hit the ground unless I want to play the game. And then also there's a very important thing here. You can change, you can code this here too, because you can put the sound, you can put the sound on any kind of activity or the coding that you're writing. So right now I have when hit the ground, then play the sound, which is sad sound, but you can use it multiple times. Guys, this is very important to understand here in the coding, that you can write a code for the multiple times, so you can use the same code for different activities or for different set of instructions or different set of events that you are doing. So for example, in the code number 2, puzzle number 2, I am doing when click, and I'm also doing when hit the ground. So what I'm going to do is I have play wing sound here. So it's like a more cheerful sound when Flappy is flying. And then when hit the ground, end the game and play a sad sound. So you can play around this and you can create your own game. This is what we are doing tonight. We are trying to create our own customized game. So you can go ahead and change the code if you're working with me, or if you're puzzle number 2, and then you can also write us in the chat box, what did you do different with us, so we get to know that you are working on more coding things with us. So I have my code here for two different things. When click flap, play wing sound, Flappy is gonna flap. And then I have another one which is hit the ground, end the game, play sad sound. So I'm gonna click on run here and see how my code works. Click on get ready arrow here. So see, Flappy is flapping and then it's giving me the wing sound. So let's see if I do not do this from the mouse, and I'm gonna end the game and see what sound it does. You see, it just hit the ground and it's end the game and it did a sad sound. This is the code we had: when hit the ground, end the game, and play the sad sound. So we are in the process of customizing our own game, and we're also making sure that it's working exactly how we want this to work. So I'm done with puzzle number 2 here. I'm gonna go continue to the puzzle number 3, and I'm gonna take a 1 minute pause here to see if any one of us have questions, or if they want to tell me what puzzle they are working on, and if they are done with puzzle, both of them, the first two. Okay, so I'm on puzzle number 3 here, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is always to read instructions. So I'm going to read instructions and see what my instruction set says. So my instruction set is telling me the when run block allow you to run code when your game starts. Try setting the level speed and flapping to the target. So it says that, it gives me a target here. Do you see on the extreme right hand side? Let me annotate this for you right here. So there is a target right here, and our Flappy is here. So my instruction is saying that when run block allows you to run code when your game start, try setting the level speed and Flappy to the target. So I have to flap, I have to make my bird flap, and then also I have to reach the bullseye, the target, uh, by doing that. And it says when run, then you have to you can write a code for when run through. So I'm gonna click here and see how this code work for me. Let me delete this annotation for you here. Perfect. So I'm gonna write this code. So I already have when click flap. Okay. So when run, I'm gonna say set the speed. So I'm gonna, and always remember, when there's a drop down, you can choose it. It means there are different settings. So it is normal. I'm gonna do it fast. You can choose any of it, whatever you like. You can choose random, very slow, slow, normal, fast. I'm gonna try fast here. And then I'm also gonna try play a sound when it flaps. I'm gonna choose different sound this time. I'm gonna choose a sound for run through. So let's see. I'm gonna choose Jack. Yeah, so that's too loud for me. So I'm gonna choose something else. Yeah, this is better. So I'm gonna click on run and see how does it work for me. So I'm gonna click on run. It says when click flap. So whenever you click with your mouse, if you're connected to a mouse on your computer or your desktop or your laptop, whenever you're gonna click, it's going to flap. And when it's run, you can set the speed and it's going to say a different sound for both of the activities that we are doing in the puzzle number 3. So I'm gonna click on run here and see how does this work for me. Click on run here and then click here ready. So it's running fast and I have to reach. So this is how you have to keep flapping, take your Flappy Bird at a height when it can reach the bullseye to complete the puzzle number 3. So I just completed puzzle number 3 here. I'm gonna click on continue and I'm gonna go to puzzle number 4. Let's see, let's check our chat box here and see if any one of us has a question or any comment for us. Question and answer column. I'm gonna check both of them here right now real quick. Looks like everyone is doing fine. So guys, if you have any issue or if you are if you can just talk to me and tell me what puzzle you're working on, or if you have any question you can ask me and then we're going to answer it for you. Okay, so I'm puzzle number 4 here, and I'm gonna start the first and foremost thing, which is to read instructions. And instructions are going to tell me what do I have to do in the puzzle number 4. So instruction says, Flappy will fly through obstacles unless you write code to make him crash. Attach a block to the when hit an obstacle block. Your code needs to end game when Flappy crashes into first set of pipes. Okay, so I'm gonna write a code which says instruction says when hit an obstacle I have to end game, and when run set speed normal I can do it fast, and then I can when click flap is here, and also I can choose a sound for it. So I can choose a sound for when it's going to flap, and then I like the sound. And then I can also, and always remember you can use one of the block more times. So I'm gonna choose this play different sound, a sad sound when it's gonna hit the obstacle and it's gonna die. So let's start and click on run here and click on arrow here to start with. That was too early. So I'm gonna click on replay and start it again. So I want my Flappy to, I want to control my, flap in a way that I have to go at least with some obstacles. So I'm gonna click on reset here, click on run, and then click again to start with. That was too, let me do it again. So that was too early for me again. So I'm gonna start it again. Oh, it's too fast for me. So I'm gonna go and choose the normal speed. And let me tell you, also tell me guys if you are working on the fast speed and if you are able to get it. So I'm going to try to show you, if I can show you, how I'm going to clear the obstacles. Okay, so this was about puzzle number 4. Let me also tell us if you are done with puzzle number 4. So I'm going to go to the next one, which is puzzle number 5. And then puzzle number 5 says is let's add a scoreboard. So now you can add a scoreboard every time you pass a puzzle. So it says let's add a scoreboard and count points when Flappy makes it past obstacles. Add to when pass an obstacle block, and then score a point by Flappy flying Flappy through the first set of pipes. So when pass an obstacle, score a point. This is the new one that we are learning today. And then when always remember we can do this set speed to when click set speed to normal, and then also I can choose a sound here. So I'm gonna choose bounce sound. That's what I like for Flappy. And then we have when pass obstacle score a point. And then there's also an end game here. So I can choose end game. So let's see where can I use this. So let's say after we score a point, it's gonna end the game. So I'm gonna click on run here to see how does it work. So see, I just scored a point here. Uh, did an obstacle, and then my game is just over because I have a code to end the game. So if I do not want this, if I just keep scoring the game, just take this to the left hand side, so you can drag it from right to left like this to delete the code, and then you can click on reset and then click on run. And guys, always remember, you can go ahead and you can do it for multiple times, like I'm doing it second time but with a different set of code. So you can also try it multiple times with different set of code if you want to, and see how different code works for you. So I'm gonna do try this with a different code. Click on run and click on get ready now. See, I crossed three of them, and then I scored a point, and then my game ended. So you can also try different set of codes when you're working with this, and see how they work for them, how they work for you. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna go to the puzzle number 6 on our Flappy code kid coders game tonight, how to make your own game. So for number 6, I'm going to start with instructions as usual. So the instructions are: see if you can still score a point after making Flappy Flap either a smaller or large amount. So they are asking me, they're giving me a puzzle, which is they're saying flap a small or larger amount. So I'm going to click here, choose this flap a normal amount, and I'm going to choose a small, flap a small amount. And when pass obstacle score a point, if I want to, if I would like to add, I can add a sound here. That's optional. And then I am gonna see if I can score a point with a smaller amount here. This is my puzzle. Let me see if I can do this puzzle. So I'm gonna click on run again, click on get ready. Yes, I was able to do it. I was able to pass the obstacle with a smaller flap. Let me know if you are guys also able to do it. Or you can go, if you want to, go ahead and replay, you can click on replay, and you can try it with a larger amount too. So I'm going to choose here large here. I did it with a smaller, and let's see if I can do it with a large amount. So click on large, click on reset again, click on get ready. See, I was not able to do it because I just hit the pipes. So it's telling me keep coding, something's not quite right yet. So I'm going to click on reset, and I'm going to click on run, and I'm going to see if I can do it with a large amount. No, that seems to be difficult. So let me see if I can do this. No, so it's telling me that this is not a large amount. I'm not able to do this. So I may have to change my code to something else to do it. Let me go back and read the instructions again. See if you can still score a point after making Flappy Flap either a smaller or a larger amount. When pass obstacle, score a point. When run. So let me change this to the fast and see if we can do it. Please share with us, guys, if you're also on puzzle number 6. Yes, I was able to do it. So I changed also the speed that I was running. I changed it to fast, and I was able to complete my puzzle number 6. So I'm gonna hit continue here and go to puzzle number 7. See if I can do the number 7 here. So for number 7, we have an instruction set which says, next is try changing the scene by attaching another block to when run block. So we can, well, there's a new block here. It says set scene to different options here. You can see there's a different option. It says random, it says city day, city night, sci-fi, underwater, cave, Santa. So our challenge is next try changing the scene by attaching another block to the when run block. So let's see if I can attach something here and the I can change the set scene. So what I'm going to do is when score a point and then set a scene. And I'm going to choose this to sci-fi. That's what I like. So we have so as you see, as we are progressing in our puzzles, right now we are puzzle number 7. We started for number 1. So as you see, we are on number 7. We have more lines of code here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 12 lines of code right here. So it's going to be more interesting. You can play, you can make different arrangements and you can change it as you want. And also you can, you can make your game work according to you, whatever you want to do in this game. That's why it's like make your own Flappy game. So what I did was I'm just following the puzzle. I'm going to complete this puzzle. So which is next try changing the scene by attaching another block to when run block. So I change another block to when run, which is score a point. So whenever I score a point, it's going to change scene. And until I hit the ground, I can just keep going playing because until I hit the ground or until I hit the obstacle, that's going to end the game for me. When pass obstacle, score a point. And then also, if you do not want to, you can just delete this. If you do not want to lose the game when you hit an obstacle. So I don't want to do it, so I just change it. But I can do a different sound for this. I can do different sound for all of it. So I'm gonna click here, bounce, and I'm gonna say play sad sound when the game ends. And also play a sad sound when Flappy hits an obstacle. So these are my code for puzzle number 7, guys. If you want, you can check it out and you can see if you like it, or you can modify it, and you can, as we have been talking about, you can just modify it and you can change it to whatever you like, or if you want, you can if you want, you can just go to replay and you can do it, different set of codings. So I'm gonna click on run and I'm gonna see get ready here to see. Did you see as I just scored a point, my the background changed to sci-fi, and then also what happened was it was giving me a different sound when I was flapping, and I was able to score all the time when I was passing the obstacle, and I did not die when I hit the obstacle. I'm sorry, not me. I mean, the Flappy Bird did not die when I changed the obstacle, hit the obstacle, and the Flappy Bird only, died when it just hit the ground. So game just ended. So I'm gonna click on replay, and I'm gonna show you one very interesting thing here. So I'm going to click on random in the set scene. So why I'm doing this, because I will be able to see more than one background. So I was just seeing one background in the in the background, which was just science fiction when I change the point, when I just do a score. So I have a random set scene now, so I'll be able to see more than one, and it will change it by itself. So I'm gonna click on reset here, click on run and get ready, and see if it changes for me. So see guys, it was working for me. So you can also go and replay and change the code for you and see how does this code work for you. So let me know if you're also trying it with me and see how it code's working for you. So I'm gonna click on continue here. I'm gonna go to number 8. This is our puzzle number 8, and it says you can set visuals anytime, not just when game starts. Try setting a random scene when other events happen, for example, when passing an obstacle. Well, this is pretty much we did, but then let's say I'm gonna try this again. So when passing an obstacle, when pass an obstacle, score a point, and also when pass an obstacle, set scene. Always remember when there's a drop down, you can change it to random, and also when click flap a normal amount here, you can change it whenever there's a random, you can change it. When there's a drop down, you can change it. When hit the ground, I like to add this sound here to say sad sound when games end. And I like to click when it flaps to add the bounce sound. And then there's another thing here which says set player yellow bird. So what you can do is whenever score a point set. So this is about the character. So we have Flappy Bird character here, but what you can do is you can also choose a random. So whenever it will score a point, it is going to change the scene and it's going to change the character that we have been using. The Flappy Bird also we have been using. So this gets very interesting here, guys, that you will see things changing, so many things changing on the screen here that I'm going to show you in a minute. And then you can change your background, and in the same way you can also change the player that you have been your character that you have been using for. So I'm going to click on random here and click her here to play to see how it changes. Did you see? I just hit the obstacle and game ended it, but before that I score a point, and this thing change, the background changes and the character changes too. I'm gonna show it to you again one more time. So I'm gonna click on run, and I'm gonna get ready for this. Oops. I was not able to complete any of it, so that was bad gaming. Let's try. Oh, looks like I have to be very cautious when I clear the obstacles. So you can just keep going until you see these effects. So like so it's not going good for me, but I'm gonna try until I hope I can do this time. So I'm gonna click on replay and I'm gonna change the speed when it flaps. So I'm gonna do it smaller. See if I can cross this with this change of setting code here. Oops, I was close. Let's try one more time. Did you see? Did you see, guys? I just scored a point here, and the background changed to night, and also the character also changed. So that was for number 8. So we just finished number 8, guys, and we are on number 9. So let's read the instruction set for number 9. To mix things up, when hitting an obstacle, instead of ending the game, try setting the score back to 0. So this is, I'm sure you must have seen this in so many games that, whenever you hit an obstacle, it just go to the set score 0. So I'm choosing this. I just did this block here. And when pass an obstacle, score a point. I have this already here. And I'm gonna, as usual, go to my bounce sound here and also hit the ground, do the sad sound here, hit the obstacle, set the score point to 0. Let's see if I can do this, guys. Click ready. I don't know if you guys mentioned that I scored 1 point and then I hit obstacle and then my score just became 0. I'm gonna show you it one more time. Click on get ready here. Oh, I just hit the ground before I started. So let's click run. See, it just happened 1 and it happened 0. 1 and 0, 1 and 0. This is how it's changing. So you can also, write different set of codes if you want in this too. You can also choose change character or change the background if you want to, like we did in the previous codes. Now we are on our last one, which is number 10. So I'm going to read the instructions. Create your own Flappy game. You can change all the visual and all the rules, even the gravity. When you are done, click finish to let friends try your game on their phones. So this is very interesting set of instructions for number 10, guys, that you can just create your own game. So you can choose any of this. It doesn't have any, preset code for you. So you can just choose whatever you want and you can play with this and you can create your own game and then you can click on run to see how does it work for you. So I'm gonna see when run. I'm gonna say just when run score a point. I mean that should not be how it is, but then I'm gonna say just get the point when it starts. So this is nice about it because you can change it whenever you want, and then there's a set gravity also. So when hit the ground, set gravity to very low. Set obstacle, you can set obstacle too. When click, when pass obstacle, when hit an obstacle, set obstacle, and you can change it to different thing if you want in the drop down. And you can set player, you can change the player if you want. When pass obstacle, set the player to random. So I'm just trying all of them to see what all I can do here. And then you can also use end game, or you cannot use end game. You can just keep playing this game forever and ever if you want to. But I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm just not gonna use this time. Gonna click on reset here, click on run, and then there's a finish option. Do you see there's a finish option? Because I didn't choose end game, so it's giving me a finish option right here. So see, I just started and I have 1 point because I wrote a very not good code, which is just write and have 1. So it's just flapping. When hit the ground, set gravity very low. Let's try this. So see, the gravity is very low now. It's flapping high. And then you can click on finish if you want to, or you can just keep playing this, keep playing with this. You can change your code, and you can also reset, or you can click on the restart over option right here, and this will give you a new workspace to play around with your code. So this was all about tonight class, guys. This was Kid Coders, and we learned today how to make your own game, Flappy game with Flappy Bird with drag and drop coding. Please write me if you have any questions or if you're still working on this. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm gonna write to you email or do space. So if you have any questions or if you have any comment for later, you can just write us on this email, which is hello@dospace.org if you want to. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. Keep working. Yeah, thank you so much, Aryan. Yes. And thanks for coming. And yeah, please check out our summer program list. There's a link. Thank you so much for sending this. You can just click on this link. We are doing our summer programs digital this time. We are doing so many things, so many digital activities, and we are also doing summer video challenges. We are doing summer make along challenges where you have to make cool things for your home projects. So you can check this out on our website. And then we are also sending a digital format of passport if you want to. And then also, you will be entitled to prizes if you are, do all the activities in the summer program too. Well, thank you so much for joining, guys. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Keep coding, and I'll see you next weekend in Kid Coders Tuesday 5 to 6.